part 2 of the series, a 4-point interview framework. And this is one that I've advocated for a long time. I'm not sure if I couldn't tell you the genesis of it. I couldn't tell you where it comes from, but interestingly enough, it aligns a lot with what I hear coming out of major players like Amazon. I'm a big believer in STAR, situation, task, action, result. And the pithy expression, remember, point 2 of this framework is just this: don't tell me, show me. Don't tell me, show me. You know, what I've found over the years is nobody's really interested in how great I am or how great you are until they tell me they're interested, until they give me permission to show them how great I've done or how great you've done, whatever it might be. So we use the STAR technique, if I can put it that way, situation, task, action, result, or problem, action, result, as a way to communicate by example, to make things real about what we can do, our value impact, what it can be for another company. So, for example, if you're looking at your resume and you were at whatever company for whatever dates, and here's your job title for whatever dates, you might want to have a blurb, a line or two about the context in the company. Kind of count that as the S in the STAR, the situation. The bullet points thereafter really need to be built around task, action, result, or problem, action, result. So I have a little exercise I ask every candidate that I do an interview prep with to perform. So we typically do our interview prep. I target, I'll try to get a couple days prior to an interview because of this homework assignment. And it's really straightforward. Get a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil. Okay, you want to handwrite this. Over the past decade of your career, if it's less, it's less. If it's more, it's more. It doesn't matter. Try to find 1 or 2 bullets that you can do that format, problem, action, result, or task, action, result with. Now, here are the parameters around it. Number 1, I want you to write these out no less than 2 sentences, no more than 5. That no more than 5, I think, drives people a little batty, because when we get to talking about something we've done, a big project we were involved in, whatever it might be, we want to keep talking. That's one of the worst things you can do in an interview, because you're only going to get to talk so much and then you lose your audience. What we want to get here is a little bit of regimen, a little bit of rigor around how we're going to present an answer. So we define the problem, or we define the task we've been given, whatever it is. The A part for actions is actions we took. So if you delegated something to the guy standing over there, that's something that guy did is not what you did. You delegated, and that's what you can claim. Don't absorb credit for something the team did or the company did. Focus on your actions. And then results, quantified results or quantified projected results. I don't care which it is, but they need to be on target and they need to have numbers. Writing it out with words is not that good. A number of years ago, there was a study where they looked at eyeball time you got on your resume. And on average, a resume got a little under 8 seconds of eyeball time. And the one reliable way to increase that were to have numbers, specifically before and after numbers. So you increased X to Y. So your problem statement, your actions statement resulted in, reducing your end-of-month close cycle from 17 days down to 3. Or resulted in profit margin increase on a particular widget or whatever it might be of 4%. Whatever it is, put it in there. Hey, resulted in savings of 1.4 million. Fantastic. Put 1.4 million in there. Numbers draw eyeballs. Resumes, unfortunately, in the past few decades have evolved to mirror job descriptions. And that's a problem, because job descriptions, they have whatever boilerplate for the company, but then they have responsibilities, requirements, qualifications, education. Well, resumes look like that. Folks, that stuff's table stakes. What most hiring managers want to know is, can you do that? Great. Let me check that box. Now, how much value can you add to the team? What could your potential impact be? What is it like to work with you? Instead of going into an interview and saying something like, oh, I'm a great teammate, or I'm a great communicator, why don't you just show them? Remember our rule, our pithy little expression, don't tell me, show me. When you use that problem, action, result, task, action, result format, and you use it properly, a couple of things happen. Number 1, you demonstrate what it's like to work with you. You give them a great level of insight into how you solve problems, what you're like to work with. That's extremely valuable. And you don't have to sit there and talk about it. I mean, a pet peeve of mine, I'm a great teammate or I'm a great communicator. If you're a great communicator, you probably don't need to say it. You can show it. The other great thing that we want to pull out of this, and I think this is extremely valuable, when you're in an interview specifically and you get to those results, stop talking. Those numbers are your cue to stop. Remember, you only have so much runway with your audience to keep them engaged before they start checking out and wondering about, well, what about little Johnny's baseball game this weekend? You want to stop there, and what you're looking to get from your audience, from the interviewer, is something like, wow, that's really that's a big accomplishment. Massive. Tell me more about how you did that. Or can you share more with me about how you did that? That's not necessarily a question. I mean, it is, but I need you to reframe it a little bit in your mind. What that really is permission. That's permission to share more. I mean, we're talking about something you accomplished. It's a great success on your side. And they're saying, hey, tell me more about the success. I mean, how awesome is that somebody wants to hear more about how awesome of an accomplishment I had? That's what you want in that conversation of an interview, that back and forth. So your answer to questions, a lot of times, even if they don't ask that specific question, is going to be about that aligns with the PARs and TARs you set up. It's going to be something along the lines of, well, tell me about a time that you did X, Y, Z. And your response is, well, I dealt with a very similar problem over here at Acme Brick Company. For example, for instance, problem, action, result, task, action, result. There's your answer. Maybe not specifically every time, but 95% of the time, it makes interviews go smoother, and it gives them a clear picture on you, your authentic self, and the value you could potentially bring to their company. And that, don't tell me, show me, is point number